domain for this function, domain, x is an element of real numbers, right? Well,
Yes, that's absolutely right.
we're not going to say x, we're going to say g at x, or p at x here.
No, please don't do that. Please say x. When you're talking about the domain, you need to talk about x. If you're talking about p of x, then you're going to be talking about the range, because p of x is the height of the curve, and x is the distance left or right from the y-axis. So we're definitely talking about x here.
P at x is an element of real numbers.
Okay, that's not true, because p of x cannot equal negative 100, let's say. That's a parabola pointing upward. So anything below the bottom of that parabola, p of x is not allowed to be that. What you meant to say was x belongs to the set of real numbers. This is the domain. We're talking about how far to the left and how far to the right that it goes, not how far up and down.
No question there. And what is the range for this function? Well, p at x is an element of real numbers such that, now we do have a restriction because the range starts at -4. So p at x is greater than or equal to -4. And that covers that domain and range.
Now this range is totally correct. That's perfect. And same with this one here. The domain is going to be incorrect, but the range will be correct.
And the domain and range for a reciprocal function, so the domain here is going to be, well, let's take a look. What do we have for our domain? So domain is q at x.
No, the domain is a set of x values that belong to the function. So x belongs to r, comma, x cannot be 2 or -2.
Is an element of real numbers. Q at x is not equal to plus or minus 2, right? That's your domain. You have no values here, but values everywhere else. And the range is going to be q at x. Now we have a couple of things here to look at. We have q at x is greater than 0. So greater than 0 and less than, this was 1/4. Remember this point here. So I'm going to have to put it under here. I'm running out of pen. So q at x is less than or equal to -1/4, and q at x is an element of real numbers. Okay.